Just give us one moment, please. Thank you.
Close your eyes. Take some time at your rhythm. Just breathing in very slowly. And if you can, hold it a few seconds and then just slowly let it go. And as we do this, let's just begin to relax the body. Start with the little muscles around our eyes and just let them go. And the muscles in the cheeks. And the forehead and scalp, just down into the neck. Just feel those muscles relaxing. As we take a deep breath and just relax the shoulders. Let that go into the arms, hands. And as we breathe, we feel the chest just relax and let go. As we feel ourselves seated, the torso and the hips and legs, down into our knees and feet. So we just begin to feel this peace. Relax the entire body. As we let go. Just for a little while, let's feel this peace that passes all understanding. Peace. And as we do, picture ourselves in our favorite peaceful place. Whether it's the beach, the mountains, the backyard, meditation room, where we feel totally safe. And we can let that little happy child out. Safe and free of all concern. Just let it go. And here we turn over our greatest concerns and we picture, we see the result that we would like. A result in divine order for all concerned. divine order. And again, we just relax, knowing that the spirit that pervades the universe is inside us, is us. And we have faith that all is unfolding in divine order. And as we go forward this week, remember that we can always come to this center, this space of pure spirit, even if it's just for a few seconds. As we say, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. And now let us start to come back into this time and place, gently beginning to feel our body, giving thanks. As we go forward this week, we begin to wiggle our fingers or toes gently in our own time. Come back into this time and space. Thank you. Thank you. So
All right, everyone. Please stand and let us read together our vision and mission statement along with the Declaration of Principles. CSL West Georgia is a joyful global community where everyone belongs. Through our unique spiritual teachings, we provide a safe environment to experience compassionate living. Now, the Declaration of Principles. I believe there is one creative intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe my purpose is to allow this divine mind to express in, as, and through me. I know that this divine presence is a power for good, which responds to my conscious use to create a life filled with health, love, peace, and success in all things. I use it now and I rejoice in it, and so it is.
So it is. And please remain standing. We're going to sing our congregation. Gotta wake everybody up. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm at the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm at the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. We're all in the right place at the right time. We are just where we're supposed to be. We're in the right place at the right time. We are just where we're supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. All right. Now let's have a little fun with it, okay? Your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Hey. Your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Oh, your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. Your soul is welcome here. My soul. Your soul is welcome here. Your soul. My soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. One more time. Your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Woo! And that's the truth.
And now we will have a reading by Miss Deborah Worthy.
She's so good.
And Worthy.
She's so good at it.
Glasses. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today's reading comes from the book entitled Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. The reading is entitled One Healer. Let us relax as we relate to the mind of the author. The belief that we do not have the ability to heal arises out of our mistaken idea that our power does the healing, or that the intellect does the healing. All that the will and the intellect could do is to behold or watch the process. The mind fixes its gaze steadfastly upon the principle and then declares that this principle is operative in human affairs, and particularly in the affairs of the one being treated. There is but one healer. This is the Spirit of truth. There is but one life principle. This is God in us. There is but one final law. This is the law of good. There is but one ultimate inspiration. or impulsion. This impulsion is love. That which really does the healing can never fluctuate, can never change in its nature. It is not more one day and less the next. It is at this moment absolutely all there is, and it is ever available. We must forever rid ourselves of the idea that it is the personal man who does the healing. We must know that it is not I, but the Father that dwelleth in me. He doeth the works. Principle operates irrespective of personal opinion, and when through acquiescence we agree that it is operating, then it must operate. It is not enough for the practitioner to know this or to state it as his belief or to affirm it as a conviction. This is but the foundation upon which he builds his edifice of faith. These are the materials which he molds into the form of definite desire. He must not only know that God is all there is, but he must know that God exists right where the need is, not in the form of the need, but in the form of the answer to the need. The divine spirit is the only actor, the true savior, the all in all, and is now manifesting itself. Being all in all, it has no opposition, no competition, or no otherness. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Connie and I have a song for you this morning. It's called A Million Little Miracles. I know we all have those. We just need to recognize them in our lives. All my life I've been carried by grace. Don't ask me how, 'cause I can't explain. It's nothing short of a miracle around here. I got some blessings that I don't deserve. I got some scars, but that's how you learn. It's nothing short of a miracle around here. I think it over and it doesn't add up. I know it comes from above. I've got miracles on miracles, a million little miracles, miracles on miracles. Count your miracles, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even count them all. You hold me steady so I won't give up. You open doors that nobody could shut. I hope I never get over what you've done. I wanna live with an open heart. I wanna live like I know who you are. I hope I never get over what you've done. It's not coincidence and it's not luck. I know it comes from above. I've got miracles on miracles, a million little miracles. Miracles on miracles, count your miracles, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even count them all. You're singing in Spanish? Just a little. Miracles on miracles, a million little miracles. Miracles on miracles, count your miracles. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even count them all. If you want to, you can sing this last one with us. I've got miracles on miracles. Claim them. A million little miracles. Miracles on miracles. Count your miracles. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even count them all. I can't even count them all. I can't even count them all.
All right, everyone. We are so excited to have our own practitioner, Shawna-Kaye Hunter, back with us today as a guest speaker. Her messages are always both inspirational and practical and full of love. Please welcome Shawna-Kaye Hunter to the podium. Thank you. Yes, thank you for that. It is a miracle. The little miracles. Okay. I just want to get grounded in this moment and just excuse Shawna-Kaye. So that spirit can come through. I'm so grateful for this moment. I'm so grateful for this day, for life, and for all the way that it shows up and all the way that it does not show up. Spirit is in its all. Identify that one mind, that one love, that one God, one source, everywhere present in and through all things, at all places, at all times. Tapping into that in this moment. And being conscious of its presence that is ever, ever present. But just being conscious of that in this moment. Letting go of the week. What a week. Letting go of this morning. Letting go of the journey here. To be here right now. Letting go of what is to come after this, but to just be here right now. With this breath, with this life, with each other, in love. Being present to this moment. I give thanks for this moment. Let everything that needs to be said, said, and let everything that needs to be heard, be heard. For the enrichment of our souls and for our transformation. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. All right. So, my topic today, well, first of all, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be back up here. I'm growing into this. I appreciated the break, and I appreciate to be back here as well. Okay. Last time I spoke, I had an extra pounds on. I haven't lost most of it yet, but some. And I'm just grateful to be here. And so what I'm here to talk about today is transformation over conformation. And this is inspired by the essay Self-Reliance by Ralph Waldo Emerson, that my dear sister and I, we are in the class at CSLA, the Centers of Spiritual Living in Atlanta. This class is currently going on. It's not too late to jump in if you guys want to. I think we had one class and a whole bunch of reading to do. And this class is about some of the persons that have influenced Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of our Centers for Spiritual Living. And one of them was Emerson, and he wrote this essay, Self-Reliance. And this essay was written in 1841, and it's about relying on the self, our highest self. Not self-reliance like I'm independent, don't need nobody, but self-reliance on the highest self that is inside of us. So as spiritual being having this human experience, I believe that before this life, we made some agreements about how we were going to do this life. Our souls, which are emanations of spirit, has come forth to express itself in, through, and as spirit. That's what our mission statement is, our principles. We believe that spirit came and is experiencing itself as Shawna-Kaye, as Deborah, as Connie, as Cynthia. We're emanations of this. And how I like to think about that is like this arm, this is spirit. And here's Dorothea, here's Deborah, here's Cynthia, here's Shawna, here's Connie. We're all emanations of this one life coming through and expressing itself individually as each and every one of us. And it's here to experience itself through our experiences. And those experiences call for transformation and expansion based on the choices that we make on this journey. But how do we experience transformation? Romans 12 verse 2 says, "Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." We are here not to be conformed, not to conform, but to be transformed and to facilitate the transformation of those who we are here to do this thing called life with. Life calls us to transformation, to an up-leveling of what we were yesterday, to rise above and live at our highest and best selves each day, and to live out those agreements that we agreed to before we came into this life. Life is constantly changing and evolving. That is its nature. Even though source never changes, how it experiences itself as our physical being, that changes and evolves as it learns more of itself and experiences more of itself as our expression. Everyday life is lifing, and we are faced with situations and circumstances and decisions to maneuver. These are the situations that inspire our transformation, and we can choose to either transform or conform. The call to transformation is to be present now with what is happening and to go within and to connect to that place within us that is pure spirit. That self, that higher self that Emerson speaks of. Connect to that self and trust that self. Rely on that self to bring forth our highest and best. And we respond to those situations and circumstances based from that pureness, that source, that love, that God that is within us. And it's also a good time to note that while that sounds very nice, I would love to be able to do that all the time, wouldn't we? When we're faced with every situation, give me a moment, I need to go within real quick. I guess that's that timeout, that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, them kids. But it would be nice to always do that. But I just want to note at this point that as spiritual beings having this earthly experience, we are pure, not perfect. Okay? And we just say that again and just remember that. We are pure, not perfect. Let's put our hands on our hearts and just say that to ourselves. I am pure, not perfect. I am pure,
not perfect. The self within me is pure, not perfect. So, with that, let's give ourselves a flip and break sometimes, right? It takes effort not to conform, even for a rebel like me. Society asks us to conform. Religion asks us to conform. Politics asks us to conform. Our culture asks us to conform. Society wishes to make yes men, yes women out of us with its norms and traditions, and it can be brutal when we don't conform. And I understand that some confirmation is necessary. Conform to the speed limit, Shawna. Conform to the rule of laws so that we can have a decently organized society. But I'm talking about that yes that you know in your heart that that's not your yes. The Pentecostal church wished to make a yes girl out of me when I was growing up. I was never to question the rules or their tradition, but I was not that girl. I had my own mind and I could think for myself. Emerson, in the Self Reliance essay, says, to believe your own thought and what is true in your private heart, that is genius. He also says, trust thyself. Every heart vibrates to its own iron string. The church, when I was growing up, they quoted me the Bible. Deuteronomy 22, verse 5. I remember it to this day. A man shall not wear a woman's garment, and a woman shall not put on a garment that belongs to a man. If you do this, this is abomination unto God. I was told to wear skirts like this over my knee. This is a choice today. But I was supposed to do this every day, no matter what I was doing, even running track. And they told me never to question God or the Bible because this is blasphemy. And if I did, I was going to go to hell. And not just the regular hell, the hottest part of hell. The part where it's for people who know better but didn't do better. They told me that. They told me that. Ooh, we're going to have a party over there for the hell. But that's not true. I had my own relationship with God. And my own relationship with God, my higher self within me, knew that was not true. God did not care about the physical stuff that I am putting on this physical body, in this physical world. God is about the non-physical, the heart, the intention, the energy of what we're putting out into the world, of how we are co-creating, how we are existing. That's what God cares about. Emerson had a similar experience, and he mentioned that in his self-reliance essay. He said, I remember an answer which, when quite young, I was prompted to make to a valued advisor who was wont to, I'm going to try to read this. This was 1841, okay? So he says, okay, let me start over. I remember an answer which, when quite young, I was prompted to make to a valued advisor who was wont to importune me with the dear old doctrines of the church. On my saying, what have I to do with the sacredness of tradition if I live wholly from within? My friend suggested, but these impulses may be from below, not from above. I replied, they don't seem to be such. But if I am the devil's child, I will live from the devil. Can you see how earnest like him? And why we all like this? No law can be so sacred to me, but that of my nature. Good and bad are names very readily transferable to this and that. To wear pants is bad. To wear jewelry is bad. To want to process my hair is bad. That's what I was taught. Let me go back to Emerson. The only right is what is after my constitution. The only wrong is what is against it. Self-reliance. How can someone tell us what is right for us, especially when in our heart we know that contradicts what we know as true? And it's worth noting that that's one of the things I like about this philosophy and at the centers of spiritual living is that we are encouraged to think for ourselves. When I was doing my practitioner studies, I remember there were moments in my class where I was like, I don't agree with Ernest on this. And my minister would talk to us about it, talk to me about it, like, what is it? And it wasn't not only me, it was, we read and we like, I don't know about that. And we could say, I don't know about that. And my minister would encourage us to lean into it. What about that don't feel right for you? And we'll do it. And sometimes, okay, I could see where Ernest is coming from. I don't have to agree with him, but I can get his point of view. But it wasn't wrong to contradict him. We could think for ourselves. We can think for ourselves. And that is why our symbol, which I believe is over there, is a V. Right? It's a V. It's open at the top. Because Ernest says this symbol means that there is always more to our evolution and always more happening, and our wisdom or understanding or intelligence or knowledge is always expanding. So we're not going to close that off. We're going to leave that open. And we are naturally invited to create the life that we want based on this philosophy. We get to make it up as we go. And I like that. Our inner guidance tells us what's right for us. Not society, not politics, not religion, not the norms or traditions. My choice not to conform with the Pentecostal church put me on my quest for truth. Go alone, Emerson says. My mother, my brother, my maternal grandfather, and all my uncles on that side, they were all Pentecostals. And when I didn't conform, they made me feel less than. I remember that they would make me feel small when I chose to wear my shorts, my skirt, my jewelry. My decision to transform and not conform made me the black sheep of the family. Even to this day, who can relate? I know if you're here in this philosophy, there's some rebel in you, and you probably had to not conform along your journey. And it's okay. In his essay, Self-Reliance, Emerson says, I shun my father and mother and wife and brother when my genius calls me. And further, he says, expect me to show no cause why I seek or why I exclude company. I feel freedom in my status of being the black sheep of the family because I am true to who I am. I am true to what feels right for me. And I'm happy for them, choosing what is right for them. And like Emerson, I don't have to explain myself to anyone if I don't want to. This is where my own path started for me, led by my heart, not where the path may lead, but where there is no path. And I trust that I'm leaving a trail, which I hope no one follows, because that trail is from Shawna-Kaye's path. Let it be an inspiration, but then choose your own path. I did not conform in high school. When most of the girls wanted to be hot girls and they didn't want to run track because they were gonna break a sweat. One year I remember that I was the only girl on the track team. And that was the year I made so much improvement in my speed because I was forced to train with the boys who were always faster than me, but it made me faster. And that year, I made the finals for the high school national championships in Jamaica for my high school. And I was the first female who has ever did that. And I was, well, thank you. And I didn't come first or second or third, but my efforts did not go unnoticed. I got recruited by 2 colleges here in the United States. And I chose to go to Abilene Christian University in Abilene, Texas, on a full ride for 4 years, where I ran track and pursued my college degree and did some more non-conforming things. One of the things I did is I'll get up early in the morning. I wouldn't stay up late with my college friends, because since high school, if I have something to do and I have some priorities, 3 a.m. was my sweet spot to wake up every morning. And in college, during the week, I'd go to bed 7, 8 o'clock and get up at 3 o'clock. I'd do my devotion, I'd study, and I would do extra stuff for track and field. If I felt like I needed to work on something, I'd go to the gym in the morning and put in some extra work. I don't remember that quote that about those who rise early. Oh my God, that would have been a great one. But the early bird catches the most worm. That's decent, but it wasn't the one I was going for, but that's good too. You know, if you want to put in and you want to be the best, you got to get up and put in the extra work. You can't be putting in the work everybody else is putting in, because then you're going to just be with everybody else. If you want to be the best, you got to put in extra. So I did that. I get up in the morning, I'll study. But during the weekend, though, I was a regular college kid. I partied, I drank, and had fun like a regular college kid. But during the week, I was true to my self-improvement ritual. Emerson had something to say about that too, about being our best. A man is relieved and gay when he has put his heart in his work and done his best. But what he says and do otherwise shall give him no peace. My morning ritual was how I gave my best and how I prioritized and got A's, and I was an excellent athlete. Because I had to conform but move to the beat of my own rhythm, there were multiple semesters where I had a 4.0 because I was that student. And also semesters where I fell short of the perfection, and that was okay. I had to tell myself that. But because I put in the work, I was also a 15-time All-American athlete. I wasn't always first place, but if I could better my time from whatever I ran the last time I ran this race, that was all I wanted. And I was satisfied. I didn't have to win. But if I ran that 100-meter hurdle and that was just 1 second faster, yes, yes. I don't care what position I was placed in that race. I don't even care if I didn't make the final, because we were D2 and there was a lot of other students who was faster than I was. But if I could beat the time I had the last time I ran that race, that was good for me. That was my best, and I better my personal best. And I had so many beautiful testimonies of life, about when I did not conform and how life just showed up for me beautifully. And there's also some other times where I did conform, and that's okay, right? Pure, not perfect, right? Like, for example, I don't always say no when I should, and I conform. Is there anybody else who's a sucker like me? It's okay. We don't say no when we know the answer should be no. We know it. Those are the no's I'm talking about. And then we allow others to guilt us into, all right, maybe. Okay, fine. It's not always easy, especially with family. But we have to accept our yes and our no for ourselves. Lean into transformation and not confirmation by allowing our no to be unapologetically no. Our highest and best is calling for that. Our transformation calls for that. Do not allow others to guilt us into changing our mind. No is a complete sentence. No. No. Can we practice that? No. 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 I'm sorry. No. You don't even have to be sorry either. No. It doesn't need an explanation. I really don't need to provide one. And we can naturally expect the person to feel some type of way because we feel some type of way, right? When somebody tells us no, well, sometimes, right? It's okay. It's okay. And it's okay for them to feel some type of way too. But don't change your mind because you feel guilty. And there's no need to feel guilty. My husband and I has had a lot of opportunity these past 2 years to say no. Amazingly, we went to the aquarium here, and the ball started with Hilton, Wyndham Vacation, timeshare salespeople. I mean, we just went to the aquarium to enjoy ourselves, to just take in the sea and relax for an afternoon. And they're like, yeah, come to this presentation. You just have to sit 2 hours and watch the presentation. You don't have to buy anything. And for coming, you get 7 nights anywhere you want to go. Like, wow. And a cruise. And a cruise. I'm like, what? Okay. We went. And this one was very easy to say no to because what they were saying was like, no. But those salespeople are really good. They sit you down, they're nice and all of that. But we had to say no. And about 2 years now, we've been going to these presentations. Every time we go somewhere, like we just went to Jamaica for our birthday. They got us for another thing, another timeshare thing, but this one was for 2 half-hour massages. Like, yeah, that sounds good. How long we have to sit here for? 1 hour? Okay, we can do that. But they pressure us. Even if we're trying to say we've done that before, we don't really want to do that. Yeah, come and watch this. So right now we have another 7-day vacation to redeem. We just gave away one of our cruises to a member of this community because we were like, we're not going to get to go before it expires. Let's give it away. We have another cruise to redeem. I think that's it for right now. But it's like everywhere we go. And let me say, I did call in travel as my thing last year. I want to travel more, and we want to spend some time together more. We never go out. And that was the first time we went out in a long time. But the point is, we've had lots of opportunities to practice no. And I've been getting, because at first you're like, and they encourage you and they just, there was a couple times where we almost whip out the card. And one of the time we actually did and it didn't work for some weird reason. Like, yes. Then I come back tomorrow, we'll try it again. I don't know what's happening. Then we got to our senses when we got home. We're like, no. But this last one, the last one we went, I remember specifically was just like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to get this. But that's the power of our own not conforming, right? And a part of that too, as I said, is us being better recipients of the no's as well. It's okay. That's a part of also our transformation. I remember my first freshman year in college. My dad is like, I'm gonna buy you a car at the end of the freshman year. I was happy, expecting it. And then when that time came, he didn't come through. I was heartbroken. But I cried, all of that, you know. When I got up, and because my scholarship paid for school, but during the summer we were on our own. So it was during the summer, and I'm like, it's okay, it's fine. I'm a grown woman now. I'm 18 years old. You know, my father did a lot of good. He just couldn't do it this time. But I was hurt because he had to tell me no. It was painful, you know, because our expectations. But I was okay. Because with that no, I became this independent person today, which is a whole other thing in itself. But I did 2 jobs that summer. I worked in the physical resource of my college, doing whatever physical labor was needed, paint the curb, water the plants, spray the trees and the birds out the trees because they were pooping on the floor. We did a bunch of crazy stuff. But I did that in the day. And I was a cashier and a window attendant for a Mexican restaurant in the night. And one job paid the rent, and the other job bought me my first car, 1991 Pontiac Bonneville. This was the year 2005, but it was okay. It was my vehicle, and I had worked and purchased that car. Because of that, I am INDEPENDENT. Did you know what that means? It's a real song. I don't make that up. That's by Lil Boosie and Lil Fat. Yeah, that's one of my jams. But that really just taught me how to take that no and to transform it into something for my highest good. And not to sulk over it, go, he told me no, and let that be the end of it. We're not entitled to anything anybody gives us, not even what our parents give us. We're not entitled to anything. We're not obligated to anything from anyone. And my point is that let us be better no recipients. Just as we can say no, let us be better at taking no for ourselves, which again is not always easy because we have expectations. And when those are not met, sometimes we can take it personally, but let's not. I think I'm like way over my time, so I'm gonna skip a bunch of this. Awareness about our transformation. That's all I'm gonna say on that part. And finally, let us also not conform to what society has to say about us. Let's not transform to the fear that they try to feed us when we entertain the media, because they're not entertaining us. We're entertaining them by tuning in, watching the news, watching all these programmings. They are programming our mind through their programs. Let's not conform to the programs that they're feeding us. Their programs feed us fear everything. Fear the immigrants, fear the economy, fear the inflation, Fear everything, fear everyone, don't trust no one. And if you watch the news, you'll always find something to be fearful and worried about. Sometimes I watch the news to see what's going on in the world, but I try to do so consciously. Like, there is so many events happening all over the world every day. What are they choosing to tell us today? And do you ever notice that even though there are hundreds of newscasts, a lot of them are saying the same thing? And there's like hundreds of events that happen every day all over the world, but they're choosing to tell us the same thing. Just saying, be conscious. And also be conscious of how they choose to report it, the words they use. You notice that? The words they use, in my opinion, is just being very deliberate to instill the highest amount of fear they can. I understand sometimes you want people to be aware of danger, yeah, like the hurricane coming through. But even then, it's like you listen to them and they make it seem so scary, which it is, I'm sure. And yes, they need to take heed and evacuate and do all that stuff. But just in general, the words they choose instill so much fear. And it's usually bias. I encourage us one day to, when we listen to something on one channel, turn to an opposing channel and hear what they say about the same situation. It's like seeing different point of views. For example, Fox versus CNN. It's like if you hear a story on here, just for kicks, listen it over here too. And think for yourself without conforming to whatever CNN's agenda is or whatever Fox agenda is. Think for yourself, self-reliance. What are their agendas? What are they asking you to conform to today? Whatever your preference is, political, spiritual, social, I invite you to just be more conscious of what they're programming us when you watch when you entertain the media. Do not allow their fear to seep into your consciousness. You are spirit. You are co-creating with spirit. You and spirit tell you what's good for you. You and spirit tell you what the final say is, not the media. Let love and not fear guide us. Remember your truth, what is pure at the center of your being. You are powerful beyond measure. You create your reality, not the media. You create your finances, not the media. You create your reality by faith and spirit. And Emerson, one last quote here from him. These are the voices which we hear in solitude. We know what we are. We know our power. This is my paraphrasing of that. We know our power. We hear this in solitude. We know our power. We know what we're capable of. We know our truth. But this voice grows faint and inaudible as we enter the world, or as we let the world in, this is my paraphrasing, through their tell-lie vision. Society everywhere is in conspiracy against every manhood of its members. Society is a joint stock company in which the members agree for the better securing of his bread to the shareholder to surrender the liberty and culture of the eater. The virtue in most request is to conform. Self-reliance is its aversion. It loves not realities or creators, but names and customs. Whosoever would be a man must be a nonconformist. Emerson also says, your genuine action will explain itself. Conformity explains nothing. With that, let's go within. Let's go within and remember who we are. Let's remember that self, that big self, self-reliance, relying on the big self, relying on that part of us which is pure, which is spirit, which is love. Tapping into that in this moment. We commit to be transformers, not conformers. To listen to our hearts, our yes, and to not allow the outside, society, parents, religion, to tell us what our yes is. We have a mind and we can think for our own. And we tap within for guidance from our highest self to lead us each day through divine intelligence, to guide our path, to guide our responses. We trust this highest self to bring forth our highest good and what is ours to do on this planet at this time. We remember our agreements and say yes to those in spite of what the outside world looks like. And in this moment as well, I just want to take a moment to remember all the victims of the hurricanes that passed through in the last 2 weeks. I know folks who were affected, and there are so many more. Heart to heart, we reach out to everyone that is affected. Properties lost, lives lost. We ask for comfort, wisdom, love, patience, compassion. Love is the answer. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for life and all the way that it shows up and all the way that we show up in it as Spirit, as Source, courageously. I release these words and I let it be, and so it is.
So it is. We have a song for you this morning by Ricky Byers, and Marsha's going to sing for you. What a treat. What a treat. What a treat. Are you ready? We all ready? We all ready. Woo, we ready. There was a time in my life thought I had
to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Let it go. Let it all go. Ooh. And this is what you have to say. Hey, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. Yes, my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes. Great job, Marsha. Thank you. Such a fun song, isn't it? I love that.
All right. Thank you, Shawna-Kaye, for that beautiful message.
Oh, yes. I like her dancing too.
Followed by the Supremes. Thank you. All right. And now it's time for conscious giving to our community. Money is a spiritual activity. Spiritual giving is an opportunity to express our gratitude and open our consciousness to receive greater abundance. It is the practice of participating in the circulation of universal good. We have 3 ways to give here at CSL West Georgia. You can put cash or a check in the envelope found in the bulletin. You can donate online by accessing your personal Breeze account using the Breeze mobile app on your phone. You can also donate electronically with your phone by using the information found on the back of the bulletin. This information is also being placed in the chat window for our online viewers. If you donate online either using your phone or your Breeze account, please put an online giving card in the collection plate to acknowledge your contribution. If you did not pick one up at the door, you can get one from our usher. Now, as one consciousness for prosperity, let us say together, freely I give with a feeling of abundance, knowing that my gift blesses others and myself as well.
Freely I give, giving from my heart and from my soul. Freely I give, and the gifts come back to me tenfold. Lovingly I give, giving from my heart and from my soul. Lovingly I give, and the gifts come back to me tenfold.
And together we say, I am grateful for the divine givingness circulating abundantly through my life, our community, and our world. All right, now it's time for our announcements. Next Sunday, we are looking forward to having back with us Reverend Dr. Colette Williams as our guest speaker. Yay. And every Thursday evening, beginning at 7:30, we meet here at the center to study a book we have chosen to read to support our spiritual growth. We are currently reading Your Mind Can Heal You by Frederick Bales. Everyone is welcome. If you are unable to join us in person, the Zoom meeting ID and passcode are in the newsletter. If anyone is in need of prayer support, we have prayer cards over on the round table next to the door. If you fill one out and put it in the white box, the cards will be collected at the end of the service, and the treatment will be done for you during the week. If anyone is with us today for the first time, please raise your hand so that our usher can bring you a welcome packet. Thank you.
What's your name?
Aida, thank you for joining us today.
Great to have you.
We are also on several social media platforms. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. All right, now for our closing affirmation, let us stand, please. We go forth today knowing that we are God's blessing in the world. Only good goes from us, only good comes to us, and so it is.
And now we like to form a circle and send some peace out into the world by singing the peace song. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With spirit and spirit, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be the vow to take each moment